Okay guys, I've been asked to work a couple of problems from the fraction review. This is number 5. I want to remind you before I start that all of us will have slightly different numbers, but we have basically the same problem. So if you can follow along with what I do, you will probably be able to do whatever problem it is that you have, with whatever numbers you have. Number 5 for me said write 89 over 14 as a mixed number. Now if we're going to take an improper fraction and switch it to a mixed number, and this is improper because the numerator is larger than the denominator, we do it as a division problem. I want 14 to divide into 89. Now this is not a number that I am extremely comfortable with. I don't know my multiplication tables for 14. I just don't. So what we can do is you can either use a calculator to get an idea, and in that case what I would do is 89 divided by 14, and I see that it goes to a decimal of 6 point something. That means I would have a 6 here. I could do it that way. Or I can make a couple of guesses. What we want to do is we want to find the largest number that we can multiply 14 by to get to 89. So I could do 14 times 2, not very close. 14 times, I could just make a guess, 5. I'm getting closer. 14 times 6, I'm even closer to 89, but if I do 14 times 7, I pass up 89. So that tells me 6 is the correct number to go here. Okay, so a couple ways to figure that out. And then what you do is 6 times 14, which we just did right here, it's 84. And then you subtract and you get 5. This number should always be smaller than this number. If it's not, then this number wasn't big enough. If you go to do the subtraction and you're getting a negative answer, that means this number was too big. Because imagine I put a 7 here, I would need to be subtracting 98 and I would get a negative answer. If I had put 5 up here, I would have been subtracting 70 and I would have had 19 left over, which is bigger than 14. Okay, but you have your answer here. You've just got to write it down. Your answer is 6 and 5, it's always your remainder, over what you're dividing by, 14ths. 6 and 5 14ths. Now, one thing you might want to be careful about is the computer can be a bit picky about how you enter your answers. Down at the bottom of the screen, you will see a toolbar, and you'll see one that looks something like this. Click on that, make sure you enter the numbers in the correct spot, and you should be okay.